Hi everyone, this is a pick a card reading for your next 48 hours. Now this is timeless, so from whenever you click on this video, it can apply. And we're going to see what's coming through. So messages of what I feel you might be thinking, feeling, doing. And yeah, we have 4 groups here. So we got group number 1. Ta-da! Group number 2, group number 3 with the green crystal, and group number 4 with the dark blue. So group number 1 has the light blue, and then group number 2 has the pink. So we've got those 4 beautiful groups, whichever one you're most drawn to. You can watch more than one if you wanted to. I will say that that's it's allowable. So yeah, check out the description box below. You've got the timestamps there for each of the groups. I do want to make an announcement as well. So yeah, if you go to the description box below, you'll find the timestamps for you to then be able to watch this reading. It is timeless, as I mentioned, from whenever you click on this video, not whenever it's posted. So yes, and then the announcement is that if you'd like to win a free reading with me, do check out the description box below since I do a giveaway every single month. If you would like to purchase a private paid reading, information will also be in the description box below as well. They're done within 24 to 48 hours, and the last thing I want to mention is my intention bracelets are on Etsy, so if anyone is interested, they are on there. I'll just show you my hand as a demonstration. Got a bunch of them on here actually. So I'm wearing the singles, love, twin flame and soulmate bracelets. There's also evil eye, protection, health and happiness, career bracelets on there as well. You know, they're for different areas of your life, so definitely do check those out as well. So yeah, they're there to help you manifest your goals and to remove obstacles, and international shipping. It's all there. It's all there on my Etsy store. There's also necklaces. There's also anklets, teas, and embroidered cards which you can put under your pillow, wallet or your purse, and so many other things as well. If you want to see the review section, do check that out as well. It can give you more of an idea as to what everything is if you're confused. Okay, so we've got here all of the groups. So we're going to start first of all with group number 1. I'm just going to move the other groups to the side. We're going to see how I'm going to do this because space-wise, a little limited today. So I think we should be okay. Okay. Da, da, da. Group number 1. Alright, group number 1, let's have a look and see your next 48 hours prediction video. Very excited about this. Let's see what's coming through. So you chose here the blue crystal. Oh my gosh, this crystal, I don't know why, it just makes me feel like I want to take a big gulp of water and just want to drink water. Some of you might literally feel that as you see this blue crystal, so it's just something to make note of. It's the same color as these cards as well. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm also going to be getting a tarot message, which is a big message that I'm just going to stand up, and then we're going to get into tarot in general as well. So let's have a look and see what's coming through. So these are the food fortunes, which I thought would be really interesting. No way! Okay, well I didn't realise actually that when I said water that this part actually has water in it as well. This is the Ace of Drinks. Okay, very interesting. So you got the food fortunes, got the self-care cards. We're going to be getting tarot cards as well, and one big, tarot message. So let's have a look and see what's coming through here. Now, I mentioned water, right? It's like some of you might just be feeling like super, super thirsty. You might be really into sort of hydrating much more and getting your water intake up. So I do see that here, and you've also got here the Ace of Drinks. So I'm honestly not even surprised by that. I really feel many of you are going to be refilling your cups and trying to get as much water in as possible. So that's a big message there. Water, water. We've also got here the mini tree. I feel like some of you are going to try and be as healthy as possible, and you're going to really be focused on healthy eating, or at least trying to incorporate this into your food. What's really interesting is you've got a broccoli and you've also got the pizza. Now, what I feel is that this is like a mix, right? This is like, for some of you, you might be like, okay, well, if I eat healthy for lunch, I can eat and it'd be a little bit cheeky for like dinner. You know, this is that kind of vibe. Or you'll be like, I'll just have, you know, one slice, like treating yourself. The other thing as well is that you might be really sort of into making, you know, your favorite foods into healthier options. So what this can also be is essentially, I'm using my pen. You know, what some people do is in sort of like tomato base, for example, they'll add in, you know, like other vegetables, you know what I mean? So this is like you trying to sort of just have this healthy balance and trying to have the best of both worlds. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be that you eat pizza and you add like broccoli into your pizza or anything like that. It's more so giving you the gist of like what I'm seeing in your next 48 hours, which is you trying to be healthy and trying to maintain some form of balance, regardless of what foods we do have here. Okay, so that's what we've got there, that you're just trying to maintain a balance. You're like, all right, you know what, if I've eaten this, then I'm going to allow myself to do this. That's the kind of vibe that I pick up here as well. Sorry, my device is being a little bit annoying at the moment. It's just not wanting to go away, basically. So that's what we have right there. Now we have another food fortune as well, as you can see, and it is the Forever Golden. So these are fries, of course, and what I'm seeing here is that you might just be, again, just into sort of nibbling on little bits and pieces, because you've got a lot of sides as well and sort of sauces. So you might really just be like, oh, I'm really tempted to have fries, but this could also be you sort of making it at home. Basically, I'm just seeing this energy of balance. You know, if you have one thing, you want to compensate it with another, and that's just what I'm seeing you do. You don't have to do that, of course, but I just see you doing that over the next 48 hours. I also see here it says use your hands. So some of you might be really getting into DIY crafting projects. You might literally be making a ceramic pot. You might be, or a clay pot, should I say. So yeah, you're using your hands. You're really getting in there. You know, you might be, I don't know, shuffling tarot cards. You might be really just doing things, okay? Making food, perhaps. So anything that really requires using your hands, which, by the way, is a lot of things, right? It's a lot of things. I see you like making, crafting, using your spare time to do something, DIY perhaps as well. Let's get another self-care oracle message. I'm going to shuffle this one out live for you, so let's have a look. We got two. Okay, no worries. So we've got here ground yourself, as you see here. So there's this energy of like meditation, connecting to your chakras, as well as you see through the colors here. This is also about you just trying to find peace. So I really feel that you might be finding peace really like within yourself, doing a lot of therapeutic things. Like a lot of this is quite therapeutic, you know, none of this is like super like on the go, busy, no time for yourself. I see this as like, as this card says, believe it or not, it says alone time. So I feel like you're not by yourself for like the entire 48 hours. Some of you might be, but at least you're making time for yourself and you want to do things by yourself and you have this alone time for yourself. So this alone time card here is showing time, you know, for yourself. It's also showing you feeling really good in your own bubble, and also finding different things to do here, like whether it's meditation or yoga or journaling or using your hands to make things, sculpt things, craft certain things. I just see here you enjoying your own time and it giving you a balance with that number 2, you know, just really giving you that balance. Okay, so tarot cards. Let's see what's coming through. I'm going to use the giant tarot cards to get like a solid message. These are humongous, by the way. They're huge. Look at that. Okay, so let's see what your message here is from the giant tarot cards as to what you're going to be doing. Maybe we'll get more than one. Maybe. I have to shuffle these sideways just because they are huge. My hand doesn't fit the other way around. Okay. Group number 1. What messages do we have? Oh, okay. Whoa. Right, so we've got 3 major arcanas. Wow. Amazing. It sort of ruined your spread a little bit, but it's okay. It looks okay. We'll just do that. So you've got here the Hierophant. you've got the Lovers, and you've got the Chariot. Oh my goodness. So I just feel here that the next 48 hours are, to a degree, you're doing things for yourself here, and you're really putting yourself first. And I feel like that's strengthening other areas of your life. Like emotionally, you're feeling so balanced here, as I saw with the number 2 as well, with the alone time card, right? There's a sense of balance there, a sense of optimism and happiness, and the sun shining in the background right there. You got the sun here in the Lovers card. You've also got here Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer energy. So you may be a Taurus, a Gemini, or Cancer. You might be dealing with someone that has those signs in their signs as well, but this is more so about you. Okay, so if this doesn't, if you're not a Taurus or a Gemini or a Cancer, don't worry. Okay, you might have that in your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus signs, for example, but if you are not, don't worry. This is more so about the overall messages. So here you got a lot of water energy, right? We spoke about that with the Ace of Drinks. I feel like you want to keep that within yourself. I really feel here that you want to hydrate, you want to feel emotionally balanced. The next 48 hours is all about balance. It's about balance within the time you have for yourself, as we see with grounding yourself. It's about balance in terms of nutrition as well. It's about balance in terms of your personal emotions and how you feel. And also, we've got here the Lovers. And with the Lovers, you've got 2 as well. So the Lovers is ruled by Gemini, and Gemini is about the twins. So again, you've got that energy of balance coming through here. Now, if you're dealing with someone, I really do feel that majority of your focus here is on yourself in the next 48 hours. It's like, yeah, they're there, they're in the background, but this is more so about you, because we've got that alone time energy as well. So more of this 48 hours is more about you rather than this other person. Majority of the focus is really going to yourself. I also feel here a very calming energy coming through with the angel that we have at the top of that Lovers card, which is about protection, right? As we see with the Ground Yourself card, like you're really putting yourself first, and it's almost like you have the divine in your heart and you're trusting the divine. So you've got the sun in the background there, which we see of course in the Alone card as well, and you've got the sun shining in the Chariot card. So I feel like you're feeling very positive. You're feeling like, you know what, okay, I'm going to get to where I want to be. I want to find this balance within myself. This is about self-love and self-care. Even if you're dealing with someone, which, may be for some of you a bit challenging, or at least very balanced. I see here both sides of that. So you're just feeling very, very secure. That's what I would say. You're feeling secure, you're feeling balanced. The Hierophant here is also showing a sense of stability within yourself and your home life. So you've got another energy here of balance with those 2 keys at the bottom, right? So that here shows this sense of commitment to yourself. I really feel like the next 48 hours are about yourself, and that's okay. There's also this stubborn energy that comes through with this sort of Taurus energy as well. And this really here is showing that with 3 major arcanas, you have focus, you're not lacking that drive, that focus, that stability. In fact, you want to do the best for yourself. And what's really interesting is in the background here we have these fruits, right? And we sort of have that here with the mini tree. As you can see, we've got some trees here, well, like one tree, but it goes to show that you want that balance also in terms of your body and also your soul. You might go out for a walk, or you may go for a drive, or you may go out for both. It's that having again that balance, right? Because the Chariot is also about some form of travel, and it can be going for a drive or a walk, depending. Not everybody has a car, but that's the kind of energy that we've got here, or for a ride. So that's essentially what we have for your next 48 hours. I also see the Hierophant here as learning, right? So this could be for those of you that are in education or just in general learning, right? Picking up a book, reading a book. This can also be watching documentaries, watching, things that make you feel like, wow, okay, I'm really intrigued about that. I want to know more. I want to learn about it, and I want to progress further forward. So there's a lot of that learning energy coming through. You might be watching documentaries or, picking up books that, make you feel good, or perhaps taking a trip to the library. I just see a lot of that here. So the next 48 hours seem to be pretty busy in regards to that, but still alone time. It's almost like you're sort of busy in your own energy, but still, that alone energy, like alone time is coming through. So that is what we pretty much have there. So group number 1, this is your reading for your next 48 hours. I hope this helped you in some way, shape or form. Let me know if this resonated, by the way. I'd love to know. Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And all the information for everything I mentioned from the private readings, to the free reading giveaway. It's all in the description box below, so definitely do check that out as well. Alright, so I'm just going to take away your cards. Okay. Group number 2. Alright, group number 2, let's have a look and see your next 48 hours. So I'm quite excited, intrigued, fascinated to see what comes through. This is a timeless reading, of course, so from whenever you are clicking on this video, regardless of when it was posted, this is your message, or messages, should I say. There's multiple messages. You've got the pink crystal here. Okay, I'm also going to be shuffling tarot cards as well, so let's have a look. So we've got here the self-care message of make a meal, and from the food fortunes we've got here the Middle Eastern, we've got here the greens, we've got Queen of Mains, and we've also got the Express. Okay, so I'm seeing quite a lot of messages here. Now, regardless of the foods that are on here as well, it's more so about the messages, so I just want to get that out there. I mean, with your self-care card, you have got make a meal. So for some of you, you might be really into cooking and finding a new recipe, or making things that you've made before, for example. I see you cooking, okay? And you might think to yourself, but Moonlight, I'm not really much of a cooker. I mean, you might be putting something in the oven, okay? That in itself is you sort of preparing something, okay? Just gonna say, this is you know, like trying to do something, okay? Just gonna put that out there, because we're reaching different people here. I also see here with this sort of Middle Eastern food, should I say, with the hummus and the sort of dipping items as well, and the Queen of Mains, is that this is you sort of preparing like one solid meal. So I feel like in the next 48 hours you're going to have like one solid meal that just makes you feel good. You know, this is not like loads of little random things that are just like, you know, you being full up. This is like having one solid amazing meal that just makes you feel good, with lots of different perhaps sides to it as well. So the Queen of Mains here definitely shows that you're going to try and have like one satisfying, fulfilling, good meal, okay, regardless of what that is. It could be like a roast dinner, or it could be you trying to like recreate, you know, a big dinner from something that you've seen, but it's just you having a good hearty meal, and that's what I'm picking up. And you can have lots of different sides to it as well, is what I'm picking up again, because, you know, with like this meal, for example, this is like Thanksgiving, I guess. You've got like gravy and like lots of other things as well. Okay, so I just see you having like one solid good meal. Yeah, and you've got here the Express as well. So what's really interesting about this Express, obviously it's this sort of like coffee energy. Now, not everybody likes coffee. What I will say here is that for many of you, this can be coffee, of course, or like having an espresso. But this is also very much so about trying to like make and prepare things quickly. This is also about trying to essentially, like when I think of this Express energy, it can also be the word as well. Like, for example, when I thought of Express, I thought of like, you know, your other meals might be really quick and simple and easy and fast. This could also be like Pizza Express, for example, because I'm seeing that Italian flag and I'm seeing Express, and you know, it's just there. What I'm trying to say essentially with this Express card is that this is about you packing in a punch and it actually making you feel very good. So I just feel here that there's something you're going to try and do to really gain a lot of energy, and I see here some healthy options as well, which again is really interesting. You've got some healthy options on the chopping board there as well, okay? So I see you perhaps trying to be very, very healthy. But yeah, I actually see here you having one really good, hearty, like good meal that just makes you feel good, you know? So let's see what else we have with self-care. shuffling some more self-care cards, so one more preferably, and then we'll get into tarot. Oh, okay. So 2 of them fell into my divination dice. So I got here, clean your space. Well, of course, you know, after you cook, you got to clean. But you got here also intuition as well. All right, so I really feel like you are feeding your inner self. And what I mean by that is also spiritually as well. You're really taking care of yourself. I feel like you want to put yourself first. I really feel that you want to take care of yourself here. You know, cleaning is this sort of hermit mode kind of energy because it's number 9. We know that in number 9 is sort of that singular energy, like doing things for yourself, taking care of yourself. It's also the Hermit card, right? Number 9. So this energy here is about you just taking time and space to refresh or tidy your space. You say, you know, for example, your room is a little bit of a mess, or your house or your flat, wherever it is that you live, might be a little bit of a mess. I just feel like you want to clean and have that sort of detoxifying experience where things are clean. Okay, so here you are cleaning. Again, you know, once you prepare or cook a meal or things like that, you're going to want to clean. We also have here intuition as well. You might even be helping someone else to clean. You know, there's just this energy of like cleaning, but this is more so also cleaning your space. Now, when you think about cleaning your space, this is also about detoxifying as well. So you might really be listening to your body and meditating more and trying to get rid of negative thoughts. You might be trying to heal and really trying to take the initiative to do things for yourself, right? Whether that's cooking yourself something or making yourself something or just trying to do things for yourself, that energy of self-love, you know, and feeding yourself the right things. So this intuition card is also listening to your gut, listening to yourself. It's interesting I said gut because you got, you know, sort of like a foodie, nutrition-y kind of reading for you, which is quite interesting as well. So this is you really listening to yourself, listening to what your heart and your soul believes in, what you feel you deserve. You know, this is also to do with relationships. You know, how do your relationships feel with other people? How is your relationship with yourself? Asking yourself those questions and then realizing, you know, am I doing the right things for myself? Am I feeding myself good things? Am I doing myself good favors? Am I always going after others, but then not really going after myself? So your intuition is going to be on fire in the next 48 hours. And I just feel like when you do things for yourself that make you feel good, you will start to align yourself more to yourself, and you will start to do things that are much more in line to yourself rather than doing things always for other people. There's a very strong energy of you doing this for yourself. You know, you might even be cooking a meal for many other people here. You know, it might not just be yourself, but here I just feel like you're going to take time to unwind, to take, time for yourself and to meditate perhaps as well. So that's what we've got there. Really listening to your gut. Okay, well, we've got the tarot cards come out. This is a huge, ginormous tarot card deck. And I was actually going to aim for 3 messages. We've got 2 here, so let me just shuffle again, see if we can get one more. Okay, there it is. Yeah, you got the 3 of Swords, which I think is really interesting. Now, 3s in tarot are about karma. You got the 3 and the 4. By the way, this deck has been shuffled many times. I've actually used this deck many times. So if anyone's wondering, oh, you got the 3 and the 4, are you sure you shuffled the deck properly? And I would say, yes, I have. Okay. So the 3 and the 4, see, 3s in tarot indicate karma and lessons, right? So this here is about perhaps you healing. This is really a strong energy, especially when you got the 3 and the 4. This is you going from some form of hurt to healing. Okay. Perhaps you were not included in someone else's plans. Perhaps you are heartbroken. This energy here is about you healing and taking the initiative to do so. So when you've got these cards here as well, a lot of these things, people talk about when healing. They talk about self-love, doing things for yourself, cooking a new recipe, cleaning your space, taking care of yourself, meditating, breathing, eating your favorite foods perhaps, or making something that makes you feel good. So this 3 of Swords here is about you perhaps feeling under the weather and wanting to do things that make you feel really good and make you feel happy. The 4 of Swords is about resting, retreating. This is also an energy that aligns to your intuition. It's about praying, you see those hands together, meditating, right, and just taking a breather, in all honesty. So that's what we've got here. This 3 leads to the 4, which is about rest and retreat. Then you've also got here these energies. See, you've got the Knight of Wands. This is you being proactive regardless of any struggle that you're going through. You're not sitting in bed all day, right, wallowing. That's not the energy that I'm seeing. I know you've got here the Four of Swords and also the Nine of Swords as well, which sort of looks like that, you know, looks like it, but it's not, okay? It's not, because the Knight of Wands here shows you being productive and proactive and going towards the things that are really important to you. This is you working very hard at the same time. This is about your goals and your passions and not just sort of staying, you know, in this Nine of Swords energy. This is stress and anxiety, yes, but you're taking care of that, right? You're taking care of that with this Four of Swords energy. It's like you're going through a process, and that process oftentimes goes from, like, you know, sadness, grief, denial, anger, to then acceptance, you know, with this Four of Swords. So I really feel like many of you might be healing from something, or you may just feel just so sad or upset about something, but this Knight of Wands shows you on your way towards greatness, towards good things, and realizing your worth and realizing that you are stronger than anyone else. This is you realizing you have armor, and even though your heart may feel like it's pierced with all these swords, you can heal. You can heal through this, whatever it is, okay? I do see that here. Some of you, you're healing through sadness or through frustration of dealing with someone who perhaps is just, you know, so hot and cold and here and there and just not, you know, someone that's causing you this upset. Perhaps you wake up in the night and you're like, oh, this whole situation. Perhaps you're frustrated, you know, with career-related activities. There's some form of frustration that's making you feel heartbroken, but there's also some form of acceptance I see here in the next 48 hours, and you taking time to really move forward, you know, move forward, have passion, have desire, have goals, and to know that you've got yourself. And at the end of the day, that's important, that you can progress regardless of these challenges and these obstacles, that you have got what it takes. You've really got what it takes, okay? And I really do feel that, I really do. You just have here this energy of, like, moving forward. You know, when I think of this Middle Eastern energy as well, you know, obviously that's describing the food, but you've also got here a desert, right? You've got a desert. This here is showing your thirst and your drive to go forward. This is showing that heat, that passion that you have for greater things. You're taking care of yourself. You're moving forward through this desert to get to the ultimate goal, right? So again, that's the energy that I'm picking up here, where the sun is shining. You know, the sun is shining. You may not see it shining, but it is. If you go outside, it's shining, okay? Happiness is also a choice with this Three of Swords. Okay, at any point you can choose to be happy. It's not about waiting for happiness to come or thinking, okay, once I get that job, I'm going to be really happy. Once I get love in my life, I'm going to be really happy. Once I feel like this, I'm going to be really happy. Happiness is also a choice, which we're seeing as well. Okay, and that is... it's present. It can happen very, very much so. Okay, so the next 48 hours, basically, I do feel that you're sort of frustrated about something here. It could also be that maybe you have some pains in your body, or you're just feeling really down, or, you know, some of you may have had a surgery. But I just see here that you're going to get through it, and you're going to feel stronger than ever. You're going to feel uplifted. You're going to feel motivated to get back on that horse and to move towards stronger things. For some of you, you might literally be heartbroken, okay? As in, this is something that's happened before, and I just feel like the next 48 hours, you're just doing things for yourself, you're accepting things, and you're moving forward, and you're really just aligning to this feminine energy, you know, with this pink crystal of looking after yourself, nurturing yourself, self-love, you know, care, cooking, cleaning, you know, doing these things that make you feel more productive, you know, whether you're male or female, just saying, okay? You're really just coming into more of that feminine energy by nurturing yourself and your goals. This is also, Knight of Wands is about productivity, okay? So this is really about you just going out there and getting things done. So that's what I see there. And also it's about perhaps watching your favourite films as well. That's quite a strong one. Watching your favourite films and perhaps listening to your favourite music. Okay, so let's conclude your reading. That is your reading, group number 2. So if this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course my intention items, which are on Etsy. And definitely do take care as well. Alright, so now we're going to go to group number 3. I'm just going to plug my charger in as well, because, you know, it would help making sure we don't lose the reading. Cool, so we're going to go to group number 3. I'm just going to grab the cards. Alright, group number 3, let's have a look and see what messages we do have for you. We've got the green crystal, so next 48 hours, let's see what we pick up. We have got here, be still. Oh, some of the cards just fell on here. Be still, which is number 4, and we know that number 4s are about stillness, calm, serenity, peace, solitude, and it's also an energy of sort of resting, retreating, meditating, praying. So got that energy there with the self-love cards, and then also from the food fortunes, because I thought this would be quite interesting. You've got here the orange one, which is like a curry. You've got here the golden ball, which is falafel, essentially. We've got here the burrito, and we've got here the Queen of Drinks. Now, what I think is really interesting is that you've got a mixture of foods and different cuisines here as well. Okay, so what I see here in the next 48 hours is that you might be trying out different cuisines. You might be, for example, you know, you've got here Indian food, we've got Middle Eastern food, you've got Mexican food. You've also got wine as well, and we know that wine can come from so many different countries. By the way, for those of you that don't drink, this can also be you trying out, you know, different drinks from other countries, or, you know, if you don't drink anything at all, maybe you're drinking tea, I don't know. You know, things that, you know, for example, tea also comes from lots of different countries as well. But I just feel here that you're being very, very experimental with different foods from different countries. So that's just very interesting. You might be making it at home, you might be getting takeaway, for example, but I see that here, you know. It could be, you know, it could be other country foods as well. It could be Italian, it could be Japanese, it could be Chinese, you know, Spanish. But I just see here you experimenting with that. Now, what I will say is that some of these foods are quite heavy, right? So again, there's that energy of like food coma, which could happen, okay? Like food coma is when you've eaten so much food, you just need to lie down and be still and not do anything. So I wouldn't be surprised, actually, you know, if you feel that sort of like heaviness as well. And you've also got here this relaxing energy. For some of you, you might just want to like order food, make food, and just relax, you know, relax, have a good time, you know, have a nice drink. I just see that here with this Queen of Drinks with the wine, you know. So this is like wine and dine, resting, relaxing, really lovely energy. In all honesty, it's a nice energy. I see that in the next 48 hours. So let's see what else we have for your next 48 hours. Oh, okay. Okay, so we've got here, oh, see, we've got make a meal, intuition, and we've also got here the energy and message of clean your space. How interesting. Okay, so what I see, and I think is quite interesting here, is that you're really just, you know, taking matters into your own hands. There's a lot of self-care energy that I see. Like, for example, making a meal. You might be making these meals. You might be making other meals, for example. You might be doing meal prep. But I just see you using your hands, you know, cleaning your space, solitude. You know, you're using your intuition here. Also with sort of food and how you feel and what it is that you want to do. Oftentimes when you use your intuition to do things, it is aligning you more to your higher self, you know. So for example, if you wake up and you think, I really want to eat this today, it's because your intuition is sort of craving that energy. And different cuisines, different cultures, different foods, they all have different energies, you know, they use different things, and it can be, you know, sort of nourishing to your body in that sense as well. So I just feel here that you might be really meditating, taking time for yourself, building a routine perhaps as well that makes you feel that way and makes you feel good about yourself in that particular way as well. So I just feel like for some of you here, you're really just literally taking matters into your own hands as well, and just really taking time for yourself. Clean your space, right? They say a cluttered desk is a cluttered mind. I mean, say what you want about my desk. I know that I've got a lot of things on here. I kind of curated it in all honesty. But what I'm trying to say is that you might have a desk, you know, at work, or perhaps you're at school, you know, or at home. and you feel like, oh my god, there's just so much stuff on there, you know, I want to clean it, or you want to clean your windows, or you want to clean something. I just feel like that can just really allow you to also feel a lot less decluttered also within yourself as well. Okay, so let's have a look and see what tarot is telling us. Tell us, tarot, tell us. What do you see for us? What do you see for group number 3 in the next 48 hours? I feel like food is a really big part of like our day, right? So that's why I wanted to use the food fortune. I mean, you know, for some of you might be tempted to eat one of these particular items. You know, we've also got grapes there as well, but sort of resembling wine. But what I'm essentially seeing is you've got some vegetables on the chopping board as well. Is that this can also be about, you know, different cuisines and cooking, you know, different things that perhaps you love to cook or you've never cooked before. So it's just something to be aware of, or perhaps even getting takeaway, you know, or cooking for at least one of the meals for the next 48 hours, because we do have here make a meal. I'm using this ginormous tarot card deck to shuffle, so if you're wondering what I'm actually doing, that is what I'm doing. It's just that it's a huge deck. I can't actually shuffle this way around because my hand is not big enough to actually reach over the edge, so I'm shuffling the other way. I'm going to take this one. Justice. Look at that. That's about balance. It's also about peace. It's also about understanding yourself to a higher degree. You know, this Justice card is also about karma, and it's also about just not stressing. Like, I do feel here that if someone has done you wrong, or if there are some perhaps legal issues at hand, or perhaps you're in a work environment or a work situation and you're thinking to yourself, you know what, this person did me wrong, this thing did me wrong, that did me wrong, this did me wrong. I just feel here like you're letting matters you're just letting matters be. Not in the sense that you're not doing anything, but you've got enough together and you're just like, you know what, I have acceptance, I have balance, I'm going to let whatever happens happen. It's just this energy of you putting things in the divine's hand, putting things also into the hands of whatever this whole situation is, and having acceptance and just being like, you know what, I'm not going to waste more of my energy suffering or feeling sad. I'm going to take time for myself. I'm going to do things that make me feel good. I'm going to indulge and treat myself rather than continuously suffering at the hands of someone else. You know, this is not you wanting to suffer anymore. This is you picking yourself up and having acceptance and just being still, using your intuition. It's a strong energy here, Justice. It's got Libra energy and, of course, the scales as well. Now, for some of you, you might literally be sort of thinking about, you know, your weight and things like that and be feeling like, oh, you know, or you might be wanting to gain weight, you know, on the flip side. So there is that energy of the scales there as well. You have got quite a foodie kind of related reading, which, to be honest, all of them are, but this is more so also you just taking matters into your own hands and being like, you know what, I want to eat this, I want to do this, I'm going to do it. You know, you just want to feel balanced over the next couple of days, which is also what Justice is about, you know, number 2, I guess, in that sense, because it's balance. Oh, speaking of the number 2, 2 of Pentacles, right? So this energy here is really pointing us towards, again, balance, you know, balance regardless of any challenges or obstacles. You're leaving those in the past. You don't want to suffer anymore. You want to feel happiness. Okay, that's the infinity symbol speaking. You want to feel balance. You're just letting the waves be in the background. You know, if you're looking at those waves and you're thinking, oh my God, you know, you're raising your heartbeats and you're sort of looking onto things that are difficult and challenging. Whereas if you turn your focus onto the other side, the view is completely different. So for those of you that are suffering, for those of you that feel like, you know, your situation is not ideal right now, change your perspective a little bit. Think about the things that you are so grateful for. Have gratitude. Be still. Change your perspective. Change your focus. I will just say that. I've got a lot of cards here. Okay, I'm not going to take all of those. And my pen wants to come rolling in. Maybe you're writing down your thoughts. Journaling, for example, as well. You know, because my pen came into play. Some of you might be in law school or at least be really interested in learning about law, right? And the sort of balance of it, pros and cons, you know, both sides, like counter arguments and things like that. But I just see here for majority of you, this 2 of Pentacles here is really showing time. It's like you're leaving things alone that perhaps you were picking at. So for example, wounds, right? If you keep picking at your wounds, they're never going to heal. a sense of surrender that I'm seeing here. A sense of surrender, just like, let's just let it be. Let's see if we actually get any cards. I always feel if you leave things in the hands of the universe, nothing can really go wrong. And I know it can seem like it because you might think, oh my God, Moonlight, but yeah, I lost my job, or Moonlight, I lost the love of my life, you know, or Moonlight, I lost this and I lost that. But actually, the universe is trying to align you to something bigger. I always feel as though, if you have lost something specifically, sometimes the losses can be sort of crushing, you know, really crushing, to the point where it humbles you. So that when you do get all of these amazing, beautiful rewards that I see eventually you're going to get, because that's the message coming through, is that you will not be like those other people that have had the rewards and just been fed the rewards without not being humbled, right? You will have a different perspective because you will feel those rewards 10 times more because you know what it's like to go through those hardships. So I just want you to know that, is that if you have lost something in your life, that hardship is just really making you so much more of a stronger, grateful, kinder person. And even if you think to yourself, like, but I was always kind before, this is like really making you into someone that is so strong, you know, that has a heart of absolute gold. This card, I think, wants to come out. Look at that, 4 of Wands, the Divine. Okay, is at work. I'm not even surprised. I was talking about that message and it just came to me. And in all honesty, you've chosen here the green crystal. The green crystal is to do with the heart chakra. It's also to do with nature as well, sitting in nature, perhaps going for a picnic, right? Because some of you might be doing that here. It's about opening up your heart and realizing that everything happens for a reason. This 4 of Wands here with the number 4 with the be still. 4s in tarot are about just letting things be, letting things flow, letting things happen, being still, you know, solitude, happiness, gratitude, praying, meditating, the divine, God, for example, the universe. This is also 1111. You might be seeing that a lot. It's again another energy of balance as well, because you've got, you know, both sides making this arrangement here, as you can see. You've also got here those 2 people, right? So just note that, for example, this is about balance as well. This is about the counterpart, the person that is equal towards you. So if you have lost love, or you don't have someone, or you're single, for example, just know that this is all preparing you for the right person. Not just any person, the right person. And that can take time sometimes. If you feel like you're thinking to yourself like, oh, Moonlight, I'm, you know, just hoping for that person, you know, or I'm hoping for things to be right with this particular person, because some of you might be in situations, some of you might be married. It's just telling you to have faith, and it's telling you to align yourself with yourself, and you will feel that you will attract the right person. Those of you married, this is about, you know, believing in everything that has happened and how your gut and your intuition has got you to this point so far. This 4 of Wands is also about you praying, resting, retreating, again, just being still, and perhaps just doing like prayer beads, or there's just an energy of prayer and gratitude that I feel with this card. And it's also about knowing that your losses are not necessarily always losses. They can actually be blessings in disguise. So it's just something to keep in mind with this particular card, is there is this really strong energy of blessings in disguise, and you feeling so much stronger and so much more confident and so much more happier, because they can actually be really progressive things. So this 4 of Wands here also shows like this happy energy, like you being happy in your own home or wherever it is that you live. This is also about you seeing 1111 quite a bit. You might be seeing the number 4 quite a bit. And also it's about resting, retreating, and just letting things be in the hands of God, or the hands of the universe, or the hands of your spirit guides, or all 3 of them, or many of them, you know, for example, because nothing bad can happen when you're aligned to the divine. And if you feel like your losses are your losses, that's you then suffering. But if you feel like your losses are actually a blessing in disguise, which is what they usually are, then you will be able to get through so many more days, and not just the next 48 hours, you know what I mean? So you definitely have a really unique reading here, and it's quite special in that sense as well. So this is your reading, group number 3. I really hope this helped you and gave you tons of clarity, information and knowledge. Yeah, I really hope it helps you, and for sure do check out, well, do let me know first of all in the comment section below if it did resonate. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course my intention bracelets, which are on Etsy. And do take care as well. And now I'm going to go and move on to your next group. So I'm going to take away these cards. Move on to the next group, should I say, not your next group. Unless you want to watch the next group reading as well, I don't mind. You can. You can join me. No problem whatsoever. Alright. Alright, group number 4. Let's have a look and see what messages we have for you. Sorry, it's a little bit messy. I do apologise. We've got here like a very blue sort of vibe going on. This really beautiful, like this crystal is so beautiful. It's like this royal blue, stunning, beautiful crystal. Okay, so let's have a look and see next 48 hours, timeless reading. Let's see what's coming through. Okay, so I've also got some food fortunes as well, because this could be really exciting and interesting. You've also got here as well the self-care card of connect with the earth. And you know what, your food fortunes are really interesting. I think they're really different. You've got a lot of green in these as well. So if I lay them out, first of all, you got the fallen. So this is an apple, of course. As you can probably tell, you've got here the steeped one, which is tea, right? You've also got here the root, which is sort of carrots, but that can also, I guess that can also resemble other vegetables that sort of are grown in such a way. You've also got here queen of sides as well, so you've got a salad. And you've also got here connect with earth. And this is really interesting because I guess I didn't really expect this to happen, but you've got a pretty solid message here, which is, you know, these particular things here, they come from the earth. You know, even tea is a herb, and many teas, you know, they are natural. So that's amazing. Oh my god, I don't even know how to like explain this, but it's amazing how the messages come through. So I feel like many of you over the next 48 hours are going to try and at least be somewhat healthy. You might be incorporating, you know, an apple into your lunch, or try and be a little bit more plant-based. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting, or at least, you know, perhaps even vegetarian, like you know. And even if you're not, this is just about you incorporating this into your meals. So for example, you might have, you know, a side dish of some vegetables, for example, on the side of whatever it is that you're eating, or, you know, incorporating a salad into your day, for example, or your lunch. So that's quite interesting. Or having, you know, a snack here, which could be an apple, or, you know, anything that's really sort of plant-based. It's quite interesting here. You also got connect with the earth. So again, you're connecting to the earth via what you're also eating as well. And they say that when you're sort of really cleaning up your diet and you're eating these kinds of things, again, you're connecting to the earth because it comes from the earth. So I think that that's really interesting here as well, is that connecting to the earth is not just about always going for a walk or going for a run or just sitting in the forest or sitting in, you know, a park or a nature, you know, doing a nature hike or trail or whatever it is. You know, this is also about you, what it is that you eat and what it is that you nourish your body with as well. And I see here you connecting to earth via nutrition somehow. I also see here as well, you know, this big blue crystal. This is also that energy of water. You know, you see this streaming water right there. So I see here that you're nourishing yourself with water, you know, really hydrating yourself. You're really looking after your body here. And for many of you, this is also about, yes, you know, you're going into nature, you know, nature, taking a walk. Perhaps you're meditating in nature. Maybe you're going for a run. Perhaps you're just, you know, standing there and listening to nature in general. So you're connecting very strongly with your heart chakra. You're also connecting very strongly with your personal nutrition as well. So that's what we're seeing there. Wow, amazing. You know, water as well with that blue crystal. Very nourishing. So let's see what else is coming through here with the rest of your cards. I'm going to get some more self-care cards and then also tarot as well. Okay, so you've got here, watch a movie. Right, so this is really beautiful actually. And even on the sort of film reels as well, you've got here note spirituality as well. So you might be watching spiritual documentaries, you might be watching, oh my god, you know what else I just thought of? This so totally connects with your reading. Some of you might be watching Down to Earth, and that's a, or you might just be really interested now that I mentioned it. So Down to Earth is it's quite a spiritual documentary on Netflix, and I just feel like it's such a good one for those of you that are just looking for something chill to watch, you know, something that's not so much to process, but also very spiritual. It's really, without spoiling it, it's definitely got here something quite strong. I really feel like many of you, if you haven't heard of it before, you will watch it because it relates so much to this reading. I can't even tell you. I can't tell you. For those of you that have watched it, you will know what I mean, but I just feel here you might be either rewatching it or you might watch it again. Basically, they have this one time where they sort of get out of the car and they really just connect with the earth, you know, connect with the earth, bare feet on the grass. It's a very spiritual documentary, which also, you know, is talking about sort of food and nutrition as well. And it also talks about healing with, you know, healing water in France. And it just is a documentary that I think could be really amazing. It's not necessarily a movie, but for some of you might be interested in movies that are quite spiritual as well, because the reels here, the film reels, or the films, should I say, are really quite spiritual. You know, it's something that's simple, cozy, fun, easy to watch, and again, connecting with Earth. So yeah, I just thought that, you know, Down to Earth, for some of you might be really interested in that. That's the documentary name. Got Zac Efron in it as well. But yeah, it's just, you know, I was talking so much about Earth and connecting to Earth. So yeah, I feel like that might be one thing. You might just be watching Netflix in general and be watching things that just make you feel good and that are nutritious to your soul. So when I say that, you know, think about what it is that you read. Is it nutritious to your soul, or is it constantly making you compare yourself to other people, right? Think about social media. What kind of social media are you looking at? Are you looking at other people's posts of what they're doing and then feeling bad about yourself, or feeling like, oh, I wish I was doing that? Or are you looking at, you know, motivational quotes, inspirational quotes? Are you watching videos on YouTube of meditation, you know, and self-betterment? Or are you watching videos of like people vlogging and going to all these amazing countries and places that you wish you could go to, and now you feel like, oh, why am I not doing that? You know what I mean? So what are you nourishing yourself with? Is it self-comparison or is it self-love? So I definitely feel here that whatever you're putting into yourself is really important. So watching the right kind of films, you know, for example, there are certain films that you can watch which just make you feel worse about yourself. You know, there could be certain musics that you're listening to and you feel worse about yourself because they're talking about how much money they have and how much this they have and how much that they have. And you know, instead, perhaps listening to spiritual music can just help you to concentrate more on yourself than other people and other things and what other people have. So I just feel here that you're connecting to yourself. Bottom line is, this is about you, group number 4, and no one else. And you know what? You're group number 4. Fours in tarot represent yourself. It represents rest, retreat, intuition, grounding, solitude, your own personal energy, rest. You know, it's that energy of like being in your own vibe and taking care of yourself. And that is literally what I see here. You're taking care of yourself. Look how this girl here has, you know, this really nice warm cup of something. You know, it could be a cup of tea, it could be a cup of coffee, but she's just really just enjoying herself, you know, and feeling good and cozy and warm and sort of wrapped up, you know. So I feel like that energy here is for you as well. You know, and then energy here, you know, feeling comforting and safety. You know, she's not frantic. She's actually very calm, to the point where this cat has just, you know, also fallen asleep. So let's have a look at your tarot and see what's coming through. Got these giant tarot cards, so bear with me whilst I shuffle these. Okay. Seven of Swords. This is that energy that I told you about, right? Are you doing things of self-comparison or self-love? I just feel with the Seven of Swords, like you've had enough of comparing yourself to other people. You have had enough of doing things that people are always doing. I feel like you were brought onto this earth to do very specific things and to just really have a voice and a vision. And by doing things that other people are always doing or following the crowd, you're not really being true to yourself. So that's why I said here, do things that make you feel good. Take care of yourself, take care of your mind, your body, your soul, what you're feeding yourself. You don't always have to be listening to the news. Sometimes it's good, of course, you need to catch up, but sometimes it can just be so negative. Sometimes I agree, you need to know what's going on in the world, but really, it's about, what magazines are you flipping through? What music are you listening to when you're in, anywhere, even on your phone or in your car, if you have a car? What are you eating? What are you drinking? What are you watching? Right? It's just so significant here. Are you self-sabotaging your own self, right? By watching and listening to these things. So I think that's quite important to also ask yourself as well. I've got this card here. Four of Wands. Yeah, this is you being more true to yourself. Remember we spoke about the number 4s? Okay. Number 4 is your group number, but also number 4 here is about the divine. It's about connecting to yourself, being the highest version of yourself, looking after yourself. This is about you knowing that the real balance comes from within yourself, and then everything else falls into place. They always say, don't chase love. Love yourself, and then see who comes into your life to match that energy. You don't have to chase, okay? You don't have to chase. If you've perhaps been chasing someone or constantly been going after someone, you don't have to do that. You don't. Right? You have to align with yourself, you have to align with the divine, be yourself, take care of yourself, and everything else will align in your life. And you'll be really surprised as to how that happens. So this is about taking care of yourself first, putting yourself first, doing things that make you feel good, make you feel happy, make you feel strong, secure in your own personal energy, and allowing everything else to fall into place around that. Right? It's about allowing everything else to fall into place around that. You've also got the 11-11 energy. This is about creativity as well. Okay, so what kind of things are you making? What kind of things are you putting in your space, right? Maybe you're putting crystals. Well, that's nice. Maybe you are, putting things that are not so great, So it's just about taking care of yourself in that sense. We've got some cards here as well. So I think that's really important here. Yeah, look at these cards, okay? You've got the 10 of Wands. This is about pressure, burden, stress. You don't want this anymore. This is a 10. This is completion, okay? So I just feel over the next 48 hours, there are certain things that you just don't want to deal with anymore. There are certain things that you're going to be like, you know what? No, I'm not going to chase after that. I'm not going to put all of my energy into that when it's not giving me anything except for stress, burden, frustration. I deserve so much more. I'm going to put my faith into the universe, into the divine, and everything else is then going to fall into place. Also, I just want to say that rejection sometimes is redirection. Actually, I always feel that. Rejection is always redirection. Always. 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 Even if you feel like you've lost the most significant thing in your life, it is redirection, and it will make you stronger, and it will bring you something even better. I'm 100% certain. Look at that. You've got the Lovers with the Chariot. This is about pushing forward. And then the real fruit comes. Also, you've got trees with fruits on it in the background of the Lovers cards. I'm just saying that when you align to your true calling here, you will align to the other true calling. So for those of you that are single and you're thinking, align to yourself, do things for yourself that make you feel good, that nourish you inside and out, that make you feel so good, and it will align you to the right person or the right people. This can also be friendships. Align yourself to the divine, and you will find happiness and joy and the sun constantly shining on your face. Chariot here is about movement, progression. Right? The Chariot is about you on your way, on your journey, once you have aligned to the divine. Why? Because this particular castle here is actually the castle in the background of the Chariot card. But you gotta be there first, and you gotta feel the energies of this first. And then once you exit out, you'll be like, yes, this is exactly what I have been called to do with those two Sphinx and that yin and yang energy. This is about emotional balance and grounding yourself and looking after yourself and putting yourself first, putting yourself in the driver's seat. Not putting someone else first. It's about putting yourself first, right? You've got to put on your oxygen mask on first before you attend to others. So next 48 hours, for some of you might be getting a message from someone. and them coming forward, because why? You're detaching, you're creating space for that to happen and for that progression to come in. You're not forcing things anymore. You're letting things naturally progress, like water, right? Like a flowing stream of water, as we see with this Cancerian energy, because that's water energy as well. And this energy here is about balance, not self-sabotaging yourself, not forcing yourself to endure so much when you could just let things be natural. And yeah, you know what, sometimes things can feel lonely, but actually you're aligning to your higher self. So actually, are you actually lonely? No, you're not. You have the divine really there as well. So this is your reading group number 4. You're truly coming out of this cycle. You're looking after yourself, you're taking care of yourself, and you're really connecting with yourself as well on such a deeper level. So this is your reading. Now, if this resonated, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaways, and of course the intention items, which are on Etsy as well. And do take care.